So it's about 7 in the morning. I woke up not that long ago. I am mic'd up for this video. I'm not really feeling all that well. I do believe there's like a bug going around or something. As you can see by the title of this video, trash is attracted to garbage. What do I mean by that? I'm going to be talking about the stupid relationships, the type of relationships that people look at like, really? And I'm going to be breaking down to certain types of men and going back to the certain types of women to stay away from video. Also going to be giving an experience, not an experience, but an example of something that's been going on. I don't want to give too much of it. However, it's going to be a good variety of it as well in this video. I live down here in the South, and I said this before, it's pretty much backwoods country because you have people that get together with their third to fourth cousins, people who get married to each other here down in the South in terms of family relationships. And that's very real. These people have kids together. Have you ever wondered why, like, let's say you're not from the South, but you move down to the South and you look and kind of see, didn't I just see this person around, or didn't I just see that person around? And you always hear about somebody's related to somebody, but married to this somebody on that side of the family, but related to them in this way as well. That is kind of where the story's also going to be going as well in this video, if not an example. So, to start off, let's start with the different types of men. You have men that are bad, that people or women tend to get the most attracted to, who pretty much end up getting killed during an abusive relationship. Then you have the good guy, which, he believes he can have fun. He does work hard for his money and the things that he gets. But then people complain about that because they're not risky. Well, let me ask you something. Would you be with somebody who's domestic or somebody that's not domestic? I don't know how many guys heard, but they are going to start doing system checks for any woman that's dating a man that she wants to see if he has a domestic background. Alright? You have also those that have been abused as young boys who end up becoming absentee fathers, abusive before becoming a father. So much to the point where we like to prefer them as the selfish kind, the kind that only wants to be around the woman and then the child's life later on when money is involved. You have that. My father's like that. I talk about that in the Trust and Money in-depth interview that is on this channel. I talk about that very much in detail. You have those that are around but choose just to be the absentee father that controls the funding from whatever the wife gets. And again, there's times where the father doesn't want nothing to do with the child. You have those that are attracted to younger women. By younger women, I'm talking about mid-teens at the most, young. The sad part is about that, living down here in the South, especially as black men in society, we prefer to have a younger woman. We are comfortable with the fact of knowing, or we don't care about our child if they get abused or sexually assaulted or raped, because we do tend down the female actual victims and stick up for the fake victims. I can't tell you how many men where I live at who are actually comfortable saying, if it happens, it happens. I don't care if she wants to date an older guy. I'm comfortable with it. But let me ask you something. She comes home with the bruises. Are you going to give a fuck then? And you'd be surprised how many of them said no, they don't. And so you have that as well. You have to take into consideration. From there, you have a good majority of them that are registered sex offenders, who are fathers. Now, some people say, well, they can't be around a child, especially their own. To truth, yes, but to have kids with multiple women and choose really not to give a fuck, that falls into, a category of sadness. It really does. From there, you also have the different types of women that I explained about before. You have a hoe, slut, prostitute, and then you have the hoe, cheater, slut, prostitute, whore, and then breeder. I'm going to be linking that video down in the description below this one to save some time. One of the main ones that I want to fill in is probably going to be I don't really know the category for it. It's when you're with somebody, you want to spend time with them, but they don't want to spend time with you type of deal, and only want you when they want something. Other than that, they just tend to curve until you leave them, and then they're going to go for somebody to the type of men I just explained before, but be unhappy. And because of that, again, trash is attracted to treasure or trash is attracted to garbage. You have that in this world to where people think, I'm the happiest, but here you are completely bitching about it on social media. To give an example of even more, I'm not going to go too much into this, but you have these two people that got married. They are related to each other. Has a kid by this individual. Well, this other individual tends to have also another child, but chooses not to be involved in the child's life, just like this one. This individual will go to get locked up about something odd years ago. I say something odd years ago because I don't know. This is somebody who I do know. And he pretty much got arrested, did some time by taking advantage of a underage female from the story who was intoxicated. And when you have sex with a person that's intoxicated and you're not intoxicated, regardless if it's underage or not, that is considered rape. And he would do some time for that. During that, he would get out, and I do believe he repeated it. Now, I don't know about the second part of how much that one is true. None of it was really talking about, but he would do a bit longer time. From that, from having a child that's on the way and who was married to his cousin, pretty much, he left her for a younger female. That's about as much as I'm going to say about that one. And you have a lot of that. Going back with these examples, and even those that see this video, like this ain't going to be a long video, but those that see this video, you probably see something like that as well. You have garbage women that's attracted to trash men. And you see so many examples of unhappiness from abuse, rape, from the woman throwing her own child underneath the bus in a figure of speech. You know, I say that because, again, I can't tell you how many times in videos that are out here where we have a mother that takes it for the boyfriend when you have the child that's telling the mother something about her spouse. And the reason why she's going to stick up for that boyfriend is because behind closed doors, the boyfriend is not just taking the mother's money, but also beating the mother's ass behind closed doors. In cases like a lot of these, you have women that end up getting killed. So, you know, like I said, trash is attracted to garbage. On top of that, you have the kids that are pretty much left smack dab in the middle of it, who didn't ask to be brought into this world. A good 20% of us were planned, but a good 100% of us were mainly accidents. When we get stuck in the middle of all that, we do. And sadly, that's just the world we live in. And you're always trying to hit up that one person that treated you well, saying, man, can you help me out, this, that, and the third. Want to be with them, but they choose to still be with garbage. They don't want what's better until it's too late. Them type of people, sadly, we're all friends with in some way, shape, or form, even though they're the type, you know, we do need to strongly steer away from. Not too much else more I can say, but yeah, trash out here is attracted to garbage, man. They rather have the rusted pennies and beat it up dirt.